Welcome to ZakDTV, the place for interesting news from around the net. In today's episode, we're going to look at 3 military advances that will change the future of warfare. Alright, let's get into this. For any of you out there that are fans of sci-fi or future military weapons, the video games where you're in a military setting, you all know about railguns. They exist now, they've been in use for a while, they've been testing them, while General Atomics is one step closer to fielding an actual military-ready railgun. They call this the Blitzer system, and they have successfully fired a trailer-mounted 3 megajoule system. And with this weapon, they saw accelerations of 30,000 Gs. 30,000 Gs! Mind-blowing acceleration rate. They also use this as a proof of concept for their GEU, their Guidance Electronics Unit, their Guidance Navigation and Control System, so they can actually control this projectile in flight. And according to General Dynamics, we're continuing to test at an impressive pace, building on the successes over the past year to advance both our Blitzer railgun system and hypersonic projectile capabilities. With this test, they did prove that they can communicate with their projectile. It was a success. They also proved that their trailer-mounted railgun is completely feasible. So I'm sure before too long, we're going to see this thing in action. I really wonder how long it'll be until they can make a handheld railgun that is truly functional. That's a big order. So what do you think? Is this the future of our military technology? Or is this just nerds getting to play with a lot of money? Let me know in the comments below. Next up, I want to talk about the HiFire program. This is the US-Australia Hypersonic International Flight Research Experiment. Another cool acronym for you. And it completed a successful hypersonic flight last week. The vehicle is an advanced designed hypersonic glider. It's meant to travel at Mach 8. That's a little over 6,000 miles per hour. Or 8,000 kilometers per hour for everyone else. It's being built by the U.S. Air Force, Boeing, BAE Systems, and the Defense Science and Technology Group. And according to BAE Systems in Australia, the successful flight trial was the most complex of all HiFire flights conducted to date. Plans for the next shot is to bring this hypersonic glider in and to fly it horizontally at Mach 8 for up to a minute. Those are ridiculous speeds, and in a minute it'd cover like 100 miles. The long-term goals for this, from what I see, is to have a hypersonic ICBM that can strike at amazing speeds anywhere in the world. I don't like the wars, but the tech is cool. I just wish our scientists had this kind of money to spend on space travel. And to wrap this up, the head of the Algorithmic Warfare Function Team, well, that one doesn't have a cool acronym, stated, "We will put an algorithm into a combat zone before the end of this calendar year. And the only way to do that is with commercial partners." That's right, the Department of Defense is reaching out to private AI and machine learning companies for help in developing an algorithm that will search for terrorists. As it is right now, a lot of the algorithms that exist can identify an object or identify a thing. They need much more detail in what they have. So they're reaching out to the private sector to build an algorithm that will use machine learning and identify terrorists, identify weapons in people's hands, vehicles with machine guns, even the ability to track bomb makers and things to that effect. If you've watched my show for any amount of time, there are several programs out there that can track weapons or track people or track this or track that. And I think they're looking for a culmination of all that, and they want to have it in the war zones by the end of this year. I just thought that was a neat little tidbit to wrap up on. And with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for stopping in. And remember, if you like what I do, click the subscribe button over here. I bring you interesting news 5 days a week. That's Monday through Friday, with a live show on Saturday and a short on Sunday. So I hope to see you here tomorrow. Have fun and be safe.